Welcome back to Tales from the Pit. I'm DW Sauer, and today what we're going to take a look at, oddly enough, has no video or anything. Well, one picture. But we're going to take a look at Promise, Pussifer, and Perfect Circle. So here we go. Okay, so here's the thing. If you've known Maynard for a while, followed through the years, you know that Tool and A Perfect Circle, Pussifer, they've not won video or cameras at all. And initially, was definitely part of the fact that people were using their flash for the entire video recording. And I know that has to get annoying for bands up on stage. And so that was the initial thing that I had heard. And of course, I get that. Completely understand. I was actually at a show recently, which ties into this, where a guy had his flash on. And so the one of the attendants came and was like, "Hey, cut that off." And he did with no problem. So I completely understand that they do not want to be blinded on stage. I understand that 100%. Now, Maynard, when I forget if it was A Perfect Circle that was singing first or Pussifer, I'd have to take a look at the set list. And this is part of my issue, is that he said he wants you to live in the moment. And I understand that as well. My issue with the moment, I'm forgetting the moment. It's getting bad with my memory. And I mean, not in like a very concerning health way, but prime example, 2017, my buddies and I, we took our road trip to a festival and we were just standing around and talking. And I said, you know what? It'd be pretty cool to see Deftones. And they all look at me really weird. I mean, like really strange. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you want to see that? That's what I took it as. I was like, what? I mean, I wasn't a huge fan, but they were huge when I was in like late middle school, high school. I mean, really big. And I was like, sorry, I didn't think that it was a bad thing. So my buddy Brad said, you do know we saw them last year, right? You were standing right beside me when we saw them. I had completely forgotten that we saw them. And it was just a year ago. And I'm like, holy geez. So of course, my excuse for my lack of memory was also the fact that, when we go to festivals and we go to a lot of concerts as much as we can to as a group together, we've seen a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, I completely forgot. And that's the problem, is that even now, just like a month or actually, I think it has been at the time that this is recorded, it has been a month since I've seen A Perfect Circle, Tool, and Pussifer concert, and I still can't tell you now who played first. I'm wanting to say it was Pussifer, but I can't remember. I know that's bad. And so that's my point. It's like, I understand living in the moment. Completely understand that. I even more understand the fact that you don't want to be blinded on stage. But as a concert goer, I'm forgetting big time. And I'm just sitting there going like, wow, this is why I want to capture the moments. Of course, I'm going to be sharing these moments with you. But in return, by me putting these up on YouTube, they're also definitely going to be there for me as well, because I don't trust technology. I'm going to make sure that this is backed up on as many places as possible. And so far from this most recent concert, I've actually have it saved in 3 different places just in case something fails. But I mean, my personal memory is going with certain things, and I don't trust technology. So I want to put things up on YouTube because more than likely YouTube's not going to delete everything. I hope not. I hope it doesn't come to that at any point. But I still, even if they were to delete it, I have my backups in several locations. So that's my point. Now, I want your opinion. And I know there's a couple groups that follow me as well as far as artists go, and I would love to hear their opinion. Should people record your show? Should they not? It's a double-edged sword for me because I completely understand it from their perspective. But from my perspective, my memory sucks. Now, this takes me to the most recent concert. Just a couple days ago, almost a week now. By the time this gets posted, it'll be at least a week out of the event. I went and saw Ace Frehley, and I'm going to have a whole thing on Ace up later. But it took me back because I went with my dad. I took him to it because we were both Kiss fans, big Kiss fans. And we actually saw the original lineup about 24 years ago. I actually would have to go and look up to see which reunion we saw, whether it was like in 2000 or 2001 for the specific date, but it was in that time range. I was a senior in high school. So somewhere around there. But I only remember bits and pieces of that for the most part. I remember some really good things. I don't remember the entire show. One of the things I do remember clearly is that we were on Ace's side of the stage, maybe 10, 15 rows up or so, not very far at all. So it was really just a cool experience to see Ace play that close. Now, again, I'll have an Ace concert later, but this time, over 2 decades later, getting to see Ace again, and we were actually closer this time than what we were at the Kiss concert. I mean, it was amazing. And so I took a lot of video and pictures there, but it's that point that now I have pictures and videos of my dad and I at the show. And that's what's going to always stick with me more so than just them playing. It's me and him sitting side by side, rocking out, singing along with these songs that we have sang with together for 30 years. And I'm glad I got to document that, because that's what music does for us. It's a time travel piece. It takes us back to our locations of the first listen, key moments in our life. But the problem is that we're starting to forget some of these moments in our lives, some more than others. But right now, I don't have any health issues. But when it comes to seeing certain things and remembering, it becomes difficult trying to remember the exact thing, the event. And so I didn't record anything from A Perfect Circle, nothing. I actually took one photograph, and that was before they even come on stage, because there is that disclosure. They had a really funny video about how if you were going to record, you would get taken and put as the extra ingredient in Spam. It was very comical. It was hilarious. It was a good video. But they did, in all seriousness, say that if you were taking pictures or video, you would be escorted out. And I didn't want to take that chance, because one, it wasn't like it was a cheap show to go to, and two, it was something I wanted to see. I'm not a huge Puscifer fan, but I still wanted to see them in show. I wanted to see the live performance, because all the other videos that I have seen prior to a lot of this being started, as far as don't recording, it looked like a really good show. And I'm not going to lie, it was a great show. I just wish I had some keepsake memories for it. Now, I've seen Perfect Circle, I think 3 times now, and loved every single one. Great show. I think I've seen Promise 3 times now. I saw him with Slayer, Tool, and now this one. So I was never a big Promise fan. Don't really care for the vocals. I know he will go down as probably one of the best bass. I know he will go down as one of the best bass players. Man, I'm having a hard time with that one. Of all time type deals. He's, from articles I read, very skilled at playing the bass, but it's just not for me. It's not what I enjoy. However, what I did enjoy, and this is something I think all live bands should do, because I thought this setup was phenomenal, and I want your opinion on this. The setup was all 3 drum kits on a platform. And instead of having to rearrange everything and take 20-minute breaks between sets, they just, bam, one after another. It was like maybe a 2-minute delay, and then they started playing. And that was so awesome. I wish everybody would do that, because one, it went by a lot quicker without a lot of that dead time. So they potentially, depending on how they want to do it, got to play more songs. So I thought that was really cool. And I'll try to put that picture in here to let you see it. So as a whole, this is not the most visually entertaining segment I've ever had. And sorry, I don't have anything really from there. But the point of this is getting your thoughts. What do you think? Should we or shouldn't we be able to take pictures and videos? I know the other aspect I didn't talk about is that people will end up just watching a YouTube video more than they would going to a show, because they're like, well, I've already seen it, so what's the point? I understand that as well. However, for me, if it wasn't seeing some live clips of Pussifer live, I wouldn't have been inclined to go and see them because I've already seen A Perfect Circle, already seen Primus. They were the only ones I didn't see. And it was also cool that it was Maynard's birthday as well, so that was pretty neat too, just to be part of a celebration and saying happy birthday type deal. Although I don't think we actually sang happy birthday. Maybe we just said happy birthday. Again, I can't remember now, but let me know what you think, because I know there's a lot of ifs, questions, and buts. And am I just being selfish? That could also be the case as well. But love to get your thoughts. Also, bear with me just a few more seconds. I'd like to get your thought on this setup. I've had so many issues lately as far as the green screen goes, as far as my lighting, everything. Camera has gone out, actually went out on this video as well. And then when I came back, a lot more lighting issues. So I'm trying something different for a little while. Should I just keep the wall behind me or do the green screen again to where all you see is black? Let me know. Appreciate your thoughts. Thanks for sticking with me. I know this is a little bit longer without any type of visual looking at something else besides this here. Even though this is a really good beard day. Look at that. Majestic. But let me know what you think. Comment below. Subscribe if you can. I want to hear your thoughts.